Friday night, yeah.
Well, this isn't something I usually do. So today we're gonna be ranking every song for Versus Mannco. Back when this mod first came out, it was like one of my favorites. But nowadays, it's definitely showing its age. Most of this OST, I'd say, isn't the best, but a few of the songs I think are still good. And so, I'm gonna rank them. But first, we gotta get into the rules. I'm only counting the main playable songs in the mod, so no menu music, no pause music, no stuff like that. Also, I'm not ranking Meet the Team, because that's not in the mod. Rule 2, I will not be ranking any covers, so that means no monochrome and no You Can't Run. And even though it's not a cover, I also won't be ranking Maze something, because I can't in good faith rank this, because it's literally the audio of an already existing song, but they just put a chart on it. Rule 3, I'm ranking these songs based purely on how they sound, so I won't be taking into account mechanics or aesthetics or whatever, just purely music. I think that covers everything, so let's just get into the ranking.
Hey, want to see an impression of my dad?
Sure. Comedy.
See you in 5 minutes.
So, in terms of joke songs, this is an actual joke. Instead of just, let's make a really bad song that's unlistenable, or let's just make a really silly song that's full of memes or whatever. No, this is just a joke. Like, the sniper says, see you in 5 minutes, leaves, and then comes back in 5 minutes later. So, of course this is in dead last because it's 5 minutes of silence. Not even boyfriend just singing by himself. It's literally just sit there for 5 minutes. Yippee! I guess you can get enjoyment out of this the first time you listen to it, but you know what's coming. It's not. This is no re-listenability at all.
I am heavy weapons guy. And this is my weapon.
This song just makes me sad, especially since I consider myself a heavy main. So, hearing Iron Curtain just makes me not happy. So, what's wrong with it, you may be thinking? Well, first of all, instrumental. It's serviceable enough. There are a few places where it doesn't sound that good to me. The instrumental uses like these weird bells that don't sound very good in my opinion. Secondly, the vocals. Heavy. So instead of doing a chromatic, like most mods do, even when this came out, mods were doing chromatics. No, they didn't do that. They didn't do atonals either. They did a few heavy samples, then they pitched them, which is like a chromatic, but worse. And it sounds weird. At least I think it sounds weird. Especially when it does really high or really low notes. It's awkward and also it kind of clashes with the instrumental because it's trying to be like this calm, methodical. Meanwhile, heavy's being loud and it doesn't match. Well, a few places it does, but still. Boyfriend sounds fine. No real complaints, but he's not exactly helping. There are also a few places where they put in the quotes from Meet the Heavy, which kind of breaks the pacing a little bit. It's pretty weird and it's sudden. It like no transition, just there. Yeah. I remember back in the day, some people considered this their favorite, and I just could not agree. Also, I listened to the OST while making this I listened to the OST while ranking this mod because the songs use a lot of sound effects in their notes that they're very distracting and take me out of the song, so I won't be bringing them up, just so you know.
Okay, this does not look good here.
Well, for our first song, it could have been worse. It could have been better. Still, it could have been worse. At least this one doesn't bore me out of my mind. So, Scout. They did the same thing for his vocals as Heavy, where they took Scout samples and just pitched them. While the instrumental does match the pacing of Scout's vocals, they also don't really carry a melody very well. And it just makes them sound messy, and might as well just use atonals at this point. I mean, there's this one part where they duet and Boyfriend helps, but still, it doesn't save this from being, you know, bottom 3.
You are all maggots, you scum-sucking fruit baskets!
I remember seeing a video about awful FNF songs, and Maggots was in that video purely because of the long startup. Quick editing note, that's not the reason why that song was on that list. It's because of Soldier's voice. You know, just clearing that up. Which, I mean, yeah, it's 20 seconds, but that doesn't really bother me because the instrumental in this song is actually pretty good. It's got like a drum and bass thing going on. I just like listening to it. So the vocals. Yeah, they got some decent melodies here and there. Boyfriend sounds alright. Now, Soldier though, his screaming, I wouldn't call it a chromatic because it's only one sound. I've seen the FLP, it's only one sound just pitched up and down. It's fine. It's fine for the song, and it fits pretty well for Soldier's character. I just would have preferred an actual chromatic. So, the main reason why this song is in the bottom 5, the song doesn't really do anything that warrants it being any higher. It's alright. It's just alright. It doesn't outstand. It doesn't stand out. It doesn't offend me either. It's just okay. I don't know why people were complaining about Maggot Song Startup. This one is just as long. Though I like the instrumental that plays just a little more, you know, that guitar. I like guitars. I like the way it sounds. Now, this beginning part, I don't really care all too much for it. Pyro's, I assume it's a chromatic, I don't really know. It works. Boyfriend's fine. But then, the Pyroland section, the instrumental changes up. Something happier. Pyro's chromatic changes. I actually kind of like how it sounds. The instruments they use are nice. I like the vibe it's going for. I kind of like it better than the Real World instrumental. You know, this is what's making it above Maggots. You know, just a tiny bit. Honestly, the offense classes are so close together, it's not even funny. Yeah, the Pyroland sections are saving this song.
Doctor, I am the better man.
Engineer doesn't give off a very good first impression. This opening isn't my favorite. It just sounds like random noises. Boyfriend has a few chances where he shines in, and he sounds really good. But the main thing about this song that's good is the instrumental. That banjo goes really hard, especially when it solos. Like, yes, yes, yes. The song just has a very nice energy that I like. Engineer's vocals, he's got the same problems that Scout and Heavy has, but they're not as bad. I can overlook them a little bit, especially the part where it goes, oh god. You know, same problem that Scout has. It doesn't sound like he's carrying a melody. But the banjo in the background and Boyfriend, they kind of overshadow him, and, you know, the problems don't seem as big as the ones below it.
I am the better man, bitch. Let's do this Texas style. Job well done. Wake him out of your head, wanker.
I think it'd be best if I explained all the bad stuff first. So, Sniper's chromatic. I don't hate it, per se. It's just not really doing much for the song. Boyfriend is hard carrying right now. The instrumental isn't bad, it's just kind of there. Except at the beginning, it's very quiet. I don't know why. I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for it to begin. If it were a little loud, I wish it were a little louder. Also, yeah, I know the song is a little repetitive, but I don't really care since, one, I like the parts that are repeated, and the song's not very long to begin with. So, speaking of being repeated, the melodies, they're pretty good. I like them. Especially when Boyfriend sings them. He sounds really good. These melodies are very good. Overall, the main reason it's this low, you know, it's got the same problems that Soldier has, but just a little... But the good parts are a little better. It's not blowing me away, but it's not doing anything that I hate either. It's just a alright song. Also, a little side note. I don't know why, but whenever I hear this song, I immediately start thinking of the driving game from Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. Is it just me?
Good shot, mate. Yeah, fine shot, mate.
Out of all the songs in the OST, this one was the hardest to rank, cause it's so different compared to all the other songs. The Sniper bot uses an atonal, is the only one that uses it. Well, not the only one, but we'll get into that later. So Boyfriend, he sounds good enough. The sniper bot, it kind of sounds like he's taunting you, honestly, which I guess is what they do. Good shot, mate. Yeah. Which I guess is fitting for what the song's trying to do. It sounds weird, which is the main reason why this song was hard to rank. The instrumental. The instrumental is probably the best part of this song. All the sniper shots really add to the theme of this song. And the kukri swings, at least I think that's what they are. The didgeridoo, it's silly. Well, most of the sniper bot's atonals just sound like noise, especially towards the spam parts, near the middle and the end. They don't sound terrible, but they are what's keeping this song from being any higher. Iron Bomber's an interesting case. So, first off, the instrumental. Up until this point, all the songs have had a inoffensive instrumental at worst, and pretty good ones at best. So Iron Bomber's instrumental is the worst I've seen so far. I mean, while the bagpipes there do make sense, and so do the shield bashes, but they don't sound very good in this song. Okay, then what about the vocals? Demo Man does the same thing that Scout Heavy and Engineer did before, and just, making sounds. It sounds okay. Demo Man's trying his best to carry the melody. I mean, out of all the characters that do this, Demo Man probably does it the best. Okay, then the melody then? What about the melody? It's probably the best part. It's the best part of the song, honestly. It's apparently a Night of Nights reference, which the only Toho related thing I've touched is a fighting game that I thought was pretty fun. But other than that, I don't know much about Toho. No, seriously, the melodies in this song are really good. Especially when Boyfriend and Demo Man start duetting. It's the only reason the song is this high. I mean, using the Iron Bomber sound effects as the drums in this song was pretty smart choice. I mean, the song is called Iron Bomber. They didn't do that in V2. I mean, I guess I can see why, but I don't know. I just wish they kept it a little bit in version 2. Anyway.
It's not original, but it's true. Need a dispenser here.
I used to not like Dispenser at all. I thought it was boring, so I didn't really pay much attention to it. But then I listened to it again for this ranking, and it's actually grown a bit on me. So, the instrumental, it is very good. I like... Didn't I already say that before? The instrumental is the main reason why this song's grown on me. That banjo. So the vocals. They use atonals, which they use it better than Skill Issue at least. So Heavy's part. Though they had to make him say putis. It's the law. It sounds nice. The instrumental kicks in. It's probably the middle of the three opponents that you face. Next, Soldier. He probably has the weakest part, in my opinion. The instrumental doesn't do anything interesting. Vocals are except for the second to last turn with Engineer. And then Scout's part, that's my favorite part, because it has that pop-off point that I really like. There's this one turn where Scout and Engineer start duetting. I think that sounds really good. You don't see very many duets with atonals that much. I'm pretty glad I've grown to like Dispenser.
This will be the last time you see me.
You know, Infiltrator's kind of structured a lot like Atomic Punches. The opponent's vocals are made the same way. They both have that one pop-off point that's the best part of the song. But where Atomic Punch fails, this one succeeds. Mainly because the instrumental. It starts off with this nice, like, mysterious tone that the spy is known for, or at least should be, and that whistle's really nice. You know. I tried my best. There's a point where it kind of slows down a bit, which, the weakest point of the song, but I'll let it slide. It doesn't ruin the song for me, especially since right after is the big pop-off point, which, if you know this song, then you know what happens. Spy sings the right behind you melody, and it is peak. The instrumental starts incorporating guitars and the song ramps up in intensity, and it makes the entire part just sound so good. I love that part. And then afterwards it kind of tails off. The song's only like a little less than a minute and a half, so I'm not gonna shit on it too much, for lack of a better term. Yeah, I can't put this any higher, mainly because the pop-off point is the only part that's good. And what is good isn't original to the mod. It's a reused melody. But it's not terrible. I'll give it that.
Die Fräuleins auf der Mittelschmerz.
Here we are, the last song of the 9 classes. I always thought Medic had the best song out of the 9, even when this came out. So, first of all, Medic's chromatic, it fits him very well, and it sounds very good. And it works really well in this song. They used it very well. Boyfriend sounds fine, not much to note here. The instrumental having this kind of bouncing, kind of this da-da, 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 feel all throughout the entire song really plays well into Medic's personality and origins. The melodies at the beginning are really nice to listen to. Again, it meshes very well with the instrumental. But then, Medic says his voice line and Heavy comes in. Now, given how much I disliked Iron Curtain, you'd think this would be the bad part of the song, when actually this is the best section of the song. Heavy sounds really good in this song. I think it's because that his notes are shorter, maybe? And the energy actually matches the instrumental. It's very odd, but very appreciated as well. And the little voice lines really add to it. I just really like this part. Then Heavy section ends, he does the Family Guy death pose, and back to Medic. Now this ending part really pops off. If it wasn't for the Heavy section, this would be my favorite part of the song. Fast pace mixed with the instrumental, adding a choir. It's so good. How do people say that Infiltrator's the best? Actually, I don't really know what the consensus is of this OST right now. Clinical Trial still the best out of the 9 mercenaries.
I feel alive!
Healing these little diamonds hurting. Applying my patience. That was doctor-assisted homicide. Is there a point? Doom cops.
Trolling goes unnecessarily hard. This is one of those songs where you feel like it's supposed to be scary, but at the same time, it doesn't take itself seriously at all. Now, Soldier is using the same vocals he did back in Maggots, which him screaming instead of having an actual chromatic was a very good decision. I'll admit, there are a few moments where the screaming doesn't sound very good, which is preventing it from being any higher. Also, Medic is here with his very good chromatic. He is hard carrying this song, by the way. The melodies are pretty good. The instrumentals, also very good. The song is just good. I can't really complain about it. Even when they duet, it sounds pretty good. I mean, fuck do I say about this? The beginning has this menacing vibe, yet it's literally just spamming. Voice lines are good. It's all good. What do you want? What do you want from me? Everything just comes together nicely in this really good song.
us wrestle, little man.
Coming from the very silly song to the very serious one, it's nice that they gave Heavy an actual chromatic. Though now I'm curious of what it would have sounded like if he did the other way of his vocals. This song is 90% duets, and Heavy and Boyfriend sound pretty good together. Though that's mainly due to the melodies being very good. There's this one slow part where Heavy's chromatic, where Heavy doesn't sound very at his best, but it's only one part and it's quickly passed up, quickly brushed aside, I don't know. The instrumental, I should probably talk about that. It fits. Really adds to the pacing, especially towards the end when they add the guitar. I just like it. I really like how intense this song is. It's got a nice energy that I very much totally vibe with. That combined with the melodies solidifies its spot right here at number 4. It's just that the ones above it are so good that they're not even on the same level.
I'm sorry. I don't speak Japanese. You will run.
Honor Bound. This song is really awesome. I like that the instrumental starts off with like this Japanese sort of style, then it slowly introduces rock instruments. It's really cool. Really hypes you up for what's to come. Then after a soldier voice line, that's really cool. Really pushes you into the action. Soldier is back with his screaming chromatic, which like it did in Trolling, it works really well in a fast-paced song like this. Except during the slow parts. It doesn't really hold. Doesn't do hold notes very well. Just kind of feels very empty. But I mean, Boyfriend's here, so it's not that big of a deal. They're still very good everywhere else. And the song itself, it has really good melodies throughout. Though I don't know why there's a Right Behind You reference in there, since that's not really Soldier's thing. But I won't really complain since it's still a good song. Though the instrumental, that's where this song really shines. The electric guitars, oh, they sound so good. Not to mention the sword slashes throughout the song. Those sections get my head banging. It sounds so good. Especially during that final pop-off point where this song reaches whole new levels of peak. I just can't get enough of it.
The name's Saxton Hale, Australian, CEO of Mannco, and the man who's gonna burn this place to the ground.
Property Damage is the most TF2 sounding song in the mod. Though that may be because of all the TF2 melodies throughout it, but we'll get into that later. So first of all, Saxton Hale's Chromatic. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's pretty close. Boyfriend sounds fine too, though I think he's at his best when he does the long notes. You know, the And there are a few points in the song where it's very hard to hear him. This and the one right after have the same problem. Very weird. Though I might give this one a slight pass because Saxton Hale's such an imposing figure that if he didn't overpower Boyfriend, then he wouldn't be, you know, he's this big guy, you know? I mean, what other FNF character has him shake the ground whenever he sings? Rue from Mid-Fight Masses? I think that's about it. Now the instrumental, and man, is it really good. I like the use of string instruments throughout the song, you know, the bass that plays throughout and the guitars that sound really good. Especially during that part right before the "you fight like a woman" voice line, where the guitar plays only when Saxton Hale sings. That's really good detail, and I like that. Also like the drums are supposed to be like punching sounds, or like fists hitting things sound, you know. It weirdly works. It's a nice squishy sound that weirdly works. Now the vocals are unbelievably good, albeit some of the melodies were taken from the Team Fortress 2 main theme. You know, especially the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, you know, that part. They used that a lot in the song. The da-na-na. It works very well as a transition point, you know, into the intense parts, and especially at the end. They had to use that at the end, and I'm really glad that they did. Now to get into what I don't like very much. There are a few spammy parts where the song kind of falls off a little bit for me, but they don't ruin the song for me. They're just there, I guess. And the song's still really good in spite of all that. And I can get if people would say that this song is a little bit repetitive, you know, especially since the spam parts don't really kind of start to sound the same a little bit. But, you know, none of that really bothers me, and it doesn't really hinder the song in any way, so, you know, that's why it's up this high.
You fight like a woman.
There can be only one!
Yeah, Islander's goated. I love Demo Man's Chromatic so much. I know I praised Saxton Hale and Medic's Chromatic during their songs, but they were never my favorites. It was always Demo Man. And Boyfriend, I think this is where he sounds the best in the mod. Their two voices mesh so well together. It's honestly insane. The melodies during this song are also god tier. I know they reuse the Right Behind You melody again for some reason, but I'm not complaining. I'm still not complaining. It's really good. Besides that, I still like the melodies outside of that. I know they feel a bit spammy, but I still like them. In the instrumental, they brought back the Iron Bomber drums from the Iron Bomber. The bagpipes and Iron Bomber sounds are used way better in this song than in Iron Bomber. And the bagpipes too, mixed with guitars. The instrumental's not as good as Property Damages, but it's up there. I mean, the song does use sentry gun noises as drums, I think. And sometimes that takes me out of it, but I don't really notice it most of the time. It either takes me out or I don't notice it. Last few turns of the song, they reuse Right Behind You, but they add more onto it. It's the perfect ending, and the voice lines too. I should have mentioned this earlier, but the voice lines work really well. It creates this intense feeling right before the hype moments, and nothing spells defeat more than hearing your opponent say, "I did what I could." Just overall, combining to make my favorite song of Versus Mannco, and it deserves its #1 spot.
I did what I could.
Well, that was Versus Mannco version 1 ranking. Overall, I'm surprised how well this OST holds up, despite the mod being over 3.5 years old as of recording this. At least most of the mod's still good. And here's a tier list, because everyone loves tier lists. I'm being no exception. Hopefully I was able to convey my reasoning to you in a way that didn't seem stupid. But yeah, that's it.